Hello, welcome back to Andrea Fontana Beauty. I'm Andrea, and as you can tell by the title of today's video, today we are sharing 10 things that I will always buy at the thrift store. I thought this might be interesting. Might be interesting to hear what those 10 things could possibly be. In all honesty, I haven't been thinking about this list. I always know in the back of my head the things that I always thrift, right? But like, I just came up with this list very quickly. And I did that on purpose. I wanted it to be the things that I thought of automatically, right? Because I don't always have a list. Sometimes I have a list when I'm going to the thrift store, but I pretty much have these rules set for me, and I don't know, I'm not a new thrifter, so I pretty much always know these things. I also want to say a big disclaimer. Yes, I say these are the 10 things that I never buy new, that I always thrift, but the reality is I always check the thrift store first. I would never look at these 10 things and go to a store to buy them brand new automatically. Yes, sometimes I receive these things as a gift. Obviously that's an exception. That's not something that I'm going and picking out. That's something that's usually coming brand new to me. But these are things that like I will always check at the thrift store first. Even if I need something specifically, like a specific color or like a specific time of year or a specific size, whatever the case may be, I will always check the thrift store first. Obviously, with anything like this, there's gonna be random one-off situations where sometimes you need something for a specific reason, whatever the case may be. But these are those 10 things. And I just thought of an 11th thing. And a 12th thing. By now you know, I just thought of 2 more things. Hold on, I need to get a pen and write them down so I don't forget. Mind you, this is also home and clothing. So this is both. We're just gonna go in the order that I wrote them, okay? These are the top 12 things that I will always check the thrift store first. First off is workout tops. I can't tell you, my entire collection, except for like maybe 5 workout tops. I own a lot of workout clothes because I work out often, and I just like specific clothing I'm not a girl who's ever gonna wear like an old t-shirt to run in or anything like that. I like workout clothing. I like it to be bright. I like it to be fun. I find that it's very motivating for me when I wear like the clothing that I'm working out in. Doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money on it, but I like good quality stuff, and that's where the thrift store comes in. I find so much good Nike. I've even found Lululemon, Danskin, Under Armour, so many Reebok, good, great, wonderful brands at the thrift store. Now I say workout tops specifically because leggings, I like a particular fabric and style and stuff, so I buy those through Fabletics. But I do like a very like one in, one out situation, so that I never have too many and I don't buy them that often. But like maybe 3 new pairs a year-ish, but I also, again, work out a lot, wash them a lot, so that's normal. But workout tops, I always buy them from the thrift store. 90% of my collection is thrifted, long sleeve tops, all sorts of different things. I have Patagonias. Like, I find so many good brands at the thrift store, so I cannot explain to you. I will never buy. That's when I will never, unless it's a gift or I have a gift card or something, never buy a workout top new, because there's so many at the thrift store and they're very good quality ones. So always workout tops. Number 2 is denim. Denim is frustrating for me. It's something that I just have a hard time finding good styles that fit me. And I have a lot of Levi's luck when it comes to the thrift store. My best friend actually gets very frustrated about it because I always will go to the bins and I'll find Levi's for $2, whatever. I find so much good denim at the thrift store and just secondhand in general. And I bought 1 pair, I think, right before I got married. So spring of 2022. I bought 1 pair from Walmart. So then they were like $14.97 or something like that. I don't know, Walmart denim is it's great and inexpensive. But that's the only pair of denim that I have bought brand new in years. So it takes time, you have to be patient, you have to try on a lot. Very often you look through the denim section, you find nothing, or you try them on, you think a bunch are gonna fit and they don't. Have patience. I never buy, I have so many Levi's, love them. Pay like $3 for them. $7, $8 if you're somewhere where they know that Levi's are very high in demand. I buy other brands too, not just Levi's, but I, for the most part, have a lot of Levi's. And I've thrifted them all. So, number 3. This is something that I actually intentionally did, and I was kind of worried about when I got married about having a registry and asking for new things, because the reality is I thrift so much and I really believe in buying secondhand. So I did this intentionally. On my registry, everything I have is white when it comes to dishware, except for this one set of dishes, but that's just because I fell in love with them. But that's a different story. But for the most part, the thing I have on the list here is fun and specialty serveware. So whether it's a holiday or a bright color or something like that, I love finding those unique, fun specialty pieces at the thrift store. And I knew that I was going to continue to want to do that for the rest of my life. And obviously when they're fun and specialty and colors, you might love them for a couple years and then get sick of them. So I decided I was going to pick out, a collection of white serveware for my registry that I could keep forever. And then just like mix in my colorful, fun specialty pieces when I needed to, and everything would still match, and I could still, love doing my hobby of thrifting fun kitchenware. So I will never go to a store and buy something specialty or something fun and colorful like that, because I enjoy finding it at the thrift store. So that is number 3. Number 4 is frames. There are so many frames at the thrift store, and they're often so cheap. And like antique stores and stuff too, Facebook Marketplace, stuff like that. So like obviously all of this isn't just a thrift store, but majority of my secondhand shopping I do through the thrift store. I don't do tons of Facebook Marketplace, or I do a couple of estate sales, antique stores, things like that. But for the most part, most of what I do is thrifting. So that's why I'm using that. But obviously this could apply to anywhere. So frames, there's tons of frames. There's so many beautiful frames that get brought to the thrift store because people don't like the art, but the frame is perfectly great. So I buy stuff all the time where I don't like the art and I just like the frame, whether it's because it's a specific style that I like, or because I could paint it easily to make it look like what I want, or maybe it's the size of a photo that I need a frame for. Regardless, I'm always looking at the art, always looking at the frames, and I will always go to the thrift store first for frames. There is, a unique situation where I have a photo that I'm gifting someone and I can't find a frame in the right size or the right style that I want. And so then I'll go buy it new if it's like a time crunch thing. But for the most part, I try always frames, especially for myself. Number 5, t-shirts. T-shirts I will never buy new. I don't even know the last time I bought a t-shirt that wasn't from the thrift store. I love buying them from the men's section. I find a lot of great ones from the men's section because I kind of like them a little oversized. Some of the colors that I'm really into right now I find are really easy to find at the thrift store. I will never buy a t-shirt new because I like a lived in fitted t-shirt too. So not fitted, but a lived in, broken in t-shirt. So I love that about thrift store t-shirts. And yeah, number 6 is PJs. If you saw my last thrift haul, I just hit the jackpot when it came to PJs. I got a bunch of short sets, like shorts and short t-shirt. I love PJs. I love sleeping in a set of matching PJs, but kind of like workout tops. I feel like they're something that I know I love wearing, but I just don't want to spend full price on. And I love, I love having a matching set, but it's hard for me to justify spending full price money on PJs. So I love to find them at the thrift store. I'll link my last thrift haul, collective thrift haul, down below so you can see all the PJs that I just found. But I really love matching sets of PJs. And again, 99% of what I wear at night is thrifted. Love a good formal PJ. Check your thrift stores. I just found a ton of like new tags ones too. So it's not just used PJs. You can find new ones too, which is amazing. The next 2 go together. It's kids' toys and like onesies, just kid stuff in general. I myself don't have children, but I have plenty of nieces and nephews, best friends with children. So I'm always looking for kids' stuff. And I have a nice little supply of kids' toys in my home that I have because there's kids at my house all the time and I like to make sure that they have toys and things to play with. I'd say I can only think of one toy in that whole thing that is not thrifted or secondhand. They'll come from like, free cycling or friends with kids who, their kids have grown up and they're trying to get rid of things. I will bring those into my home. Puzzles. I have coloring books that people have brought to the thrift store that like their kids didn't color in, and empty, great coloring books. I get those. I pick up lots of kids' books. My whole kids section in my house. I sanitize everything. It's all good. But yeah, kids' toys. And then onesies also. the thrift store is full of onesies, and plain ones too, not just the ones that are like patterned or have characters on them and things like that. I mean, kids clothing in general, but onesies, man. And you go to some thrift stores, they're like 50 cents, $1 for them. They're amazing. And I'm always picking up onesies for my friends' kids or nieces and nephews because there's so many. Number 9 is books. And I do buy new books occasionally, but it takes a lot for me to buy a new book. It usually has to be like a new release of an author that I really want to support, because I mean, there's also that. I want to support authors. So sometimes I will buy a book new, or if I've been searching for it at the thrift store, at a used bookstore for months or years and I'm just not finding it, then I will buy it brand new sometimes. But like, I'll use this example of Claude Cuckoo Land, which again, I talked about this in my previous thrift haul, but Claude Cuckoo Land is a book that I just read that I fell in love with, and I was really upset that when I read it, it was a library book, because I mean, obviously I didn't know I was gonna fall in love with it when I was reading it, but I wish that it had been my own copy so that I could like annotate and highlight in some parts that I really enjoyed. And I immediately went to a bookstore and I thankfully found it used, but I almost bought it brand new. And then I was like, nah, let me check that used book section. And then I found it, which was amazing because it felt like serendipity because I needed the book so badly. I had to have it, but I was about to buy it full price. So that's a unique situation, but I will always check. I have, I use Storygraph on my phone to track all of my, like my TBR list of books that I want to read. And I will often go to like a used bookstore or, you know, refer back to it all the time so that the books that I'm currently looking for are like fresh in my memory. I find so many on my TBR at the thrift store. So check there, because books are so expensive, and with inflation, they're just getting more expensive. And it's so nice when you can find books that you really want to read for like $1. It's amazing. Number 10 is probably one of the things that is on a lot of people's list, but that's baskets. Can't tell you the last time I bought a storage basket full price at a store new. Always. They're at the thrift store always. If you're a basket lady, you know. Even if you're not a basket lady and you just go to a thrift store, you know. They're always there. What I usually do is when I notice that I need a basket, I will just kind of like, in my head, I will visualize the type or like the size of basket that I need and then write that on my thrift wish list and then keep an eye out for that. Right now, I'll give you an example. I really am looking for a nice basket with high enough sides that's like wide enough and deep enough for me to store the kids' books that I was just talking about that I keep in my little kids' toy section in my home for kids to play with. I have a stack of books, but I would just really like them to be contained in a basket because I think it will be easier for them to kind of flip through and look through them when they're at my house. So I'm looking for that right now. So that's just something mentally in my head. I've come across baskets that like could work 2 or 3 times, but I don't love, and I would like have to paint, or there's like a slight rip in them or something. So you have to be patient, obviously, when you're looking for these things. But same with, I can't recommend enough. If you have a gift that you are giving, like say you have a friend who's having a baby. This is something I do all the frickin' time. I will go to the thrift store, buy a cute basket, usually pretty neutral or something that I think like fits their style, and then I will fill it with like thrifted baby clothes. It's the easiest, most wonderful little blessing, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. You're reusing. A lot of times you can find baby clothes that are brand new, especially when they're really little, because I mean, I feel like every mom knows this, but it's very common for people to buy you a ton of baby clothes that are very small, and then your kid will outgrow them before they have a chance to wear them. So there's often a lot of really like small, new, great quality, new, hardly worn clothes for small babies. So I will often do that. I guarantee I have a friend watching this video who I've done this for because I do it all the time. But the point being that baskets are really great. You can find a beautiful thrifted basket at the thrift store, put whatever the gift is in it, and then they get to keep it afterwards. And you don't have to wrap it because you can like make it look all cute and stuff. You could add some tissue paper and like not actually have to do a whole thing. I don't know. It's just a really unique, beautiful way. I've also done it with, I have a friend who, when she bought her new house, I found this cute little long skinny basket that would look really great on the back of her toilet for one of her bathrooms, but I filled it with like a candle and some coffee and a kitchen towel and things like that to, you know, give as a little gift, a housewarming gift. So the things inside of it were new, but the basket was a fun thrifted find. So always on the lookout for beautiful baskets because they make great gifts. Great way to like bring the whole gift together. So can't recommend those enough. I'm a basket lady, sue me. Okay, the two that I just added. The first one is jackets and blazers. I laugh when I go into a store and like see how much a blazer costs brand new because the thrift store is overflowing with blazers. I adore blazers, especially if you go to the men's section and you get a good men's oversized plaid blazer or like neutral. Oh, there's so many good ones. But I just bought one again in my last. If you haven't watched the last collective thrift haul, what are you doing? Clearly you need to go watch it. I'll link it in the cards right now because you gotta watch it. And I live for blazers and jackets. I live in Michigan where it gets cold. So like that's my excuse. You know, I actually wear blazers and jackets all the time. We spend a lot of the year with colder weather. So if I'm gonna have to deal with it, might as well look cute and feel warm, right? So I buy lots of jackets and blazers, but I buy them always from the thrift store because again, they're overflowing. There's so many cool vintage ones, so many great vintage blazers. Oh my gosh, I love them. But they're really fun to style and you can get fun colors. If you're looking for like a fun, bright pop of color in a blazer, go to the thrift store because it might be something that you only wear a couple times and you know, then you're not spending full price money on something you're not gonna wear all the time. I'm always looking at cost per use. How many times you're gonna wear it versus how much it costs. And the last thing, number 12, my favorite thing, sweaters. I can't tell you the last time I bought a new sweater. Just, it doesn't happen because there's so many good sweaters at the thrift store. Crew necks, I mean, cardigans, all sorts of sweaters. Like it's hard for me to not buy all the sweaters when I go to the thrift store because I love them so much. I have a wonderful collection that I absolutely adore. Every year I kind of like take a couple out that I'm not loving anymore or maybe are looking a little worn or they don't fit how I want them to and I donate them back and then I bring new ones home and I love it. I love sweaters. They're so cozy. They're so easy to dress up, dress down. Okay, this doesn't need to be like an ad for sweaters. But do not buy your sweaters full price brand new. Like go to the thrift store, check them out. Obviously I have my bad day sweaters, so you know I love my sweaters. I love to embroider them, but yeah, can't recommend enough. Sweaters and I mean, I guess sweatshirts kind of fits into that too. This is an American Eagle, airy, like cozy, soft, fun pop color sweatshirt that I thrifted. Cozy clothes. Maybe this is sweaters and cozy clothes. Yeah. We'll just say that's what number 12 is because I can't keep adding to this list, but clearly I have a lot of things that I love to thrift. Down below, tell me the things that you like to pick out at the thrift store or you always check the thrift store first before you will go pay that full price money. I'm not paying full price money for a lot of things, but especially not the things that I talked about here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, send it to somebody that you think also would. That's really helpful. It's very, very wonderful when you subscribe or you share or you like. All of those things help me and allow me to continue to make free content for you. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you have a wonderful day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.